the recording of this session, all you need to do is fill the attendance form that's going out in the chat right now. Just quickly do that. Mark your attendance, all right? So whatever materials would be shared during this session, we get to share it with you. So quickly, I love to do introductions. I want to know every single person on this call, all right? Would still have more people joining us. But while people are joining us, let's get to know ourselves. So quickly in the chat, I want you to tell me your name, where you are joining this call from, and also the career path you're interested in. So I love doing this so that you guys can get to connect right from the comment section, all right? So in the chat, quickly tell me, oh, let me use someone's name. Let's say David in the UK, I'm into PM or I'm into data analysis or whatever it is. So quickly do that. I'll be checking and I'll be formally introducing anyone I see in the chat. All right. So we're just going to take about 30 seconds to do that. I'm going to be checking now. Going to be checking quickly to see people that are introducing themselves in the chat. All right. So we have Francis from Ghana, data science. Great. Welcome to the session, Francis. It's great to have you on the call. I only know Francis here. I see a lot of people, but it's just Francis I know. Please, guys, it's courtesy. Courtesy demands that when you show up to a meeting, introduce yourself. All right, so we have Basil from the UK. I'm not sure what to do. Okay, Basil, I understand where you are right now in your journey, and I believe that at least if you see the project from today's showcase, if it looks like something that sparks your interest, then you might want to go ahead with data analytics. Okay, so just give it a little bit of time. Damilola from London into business analysis. Great. Welcome to the session, Damilola. It's a pleasure to have you on here. So today's project showcase is going to be focused on data analytics. And what does this mean for every other person that's not into data analytics? It means that you're still going to benefit from this session. This session can also determine if you would want to join the program or not, because you get to see what happens on the inside, and you get to know if this is something that you're up for. I mean, we've actually had different feedback from people that have joined these sessions. I've heard some people will be like, is this everything you guys are doing in the program? It's looking so interesting. I would love to be a part. Literally, that's what happens during sessions like this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I do not want to spill so much beans as to what would be presented today, because I'm going to leave that up to my intern to do that. But for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, who are we? What do we do? How do we help you? So literally, Amdari is here to bridge that gap between theoretical learning and actual practical experience. If you've been applying to jobs like you heard in the testimonial, and you're not getting any feedback at all, especially if you're in the UK, one major thing that is literally stopping you from getting any feedback is because you do not have experience, especially UK work experience. So what do we do for you at Amdari? Amdari is a well-structured program that helps you to gain experience in a low-risk environment. So you don't need to start making crazy mistakes in an organization. You can come here, work on this project in a specific time frame, and gain the actual experience you need that is relevant to the job you're trying to get. All right. So it makes you stand out when you're applying, because there are literally thousands of people applying for the same jobs you're trying to apply for. But with the kind of experience you'll be getting in the program, the kind of project you get to work on, you're going to get the kind of experience that makes you stand out from every other person. Also, we literally kind of groom you to be job ready. So it's not just about working on projects. I'm going to dive into all of that as we proceed with the session. So I see another person, Kelly. Kelly is from the UK. Welcome to the session, Kelly. It's a pleasure to have you on the call. All right. So if you're into data science, data analytics, data engineering, business analysis, or cybersecurity, that's SOC, ethical hacking, or GRC, and project management, you're in the right place. Okay. So you're in the right place. And who am I speaking? Who are you guys speaking to? So I've done a couple of introductions already in the chat, and I'm going to quickly introduce myself. I am Victory, and I am a data-driven growth strategist. All right. So I saw somebody in the chat saying, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what to do. I've started this. I don't know what my next step is going to be like. So I literally help you to make these decisions by giving you seamless career guidance that's going to help you transition. I've spoken to over 1,000 people trying to transition into the tech space, and I've helped them guide their decision making, right? So giving you the kind of insights that would help you to make a decision about your next career step. That is literally what I help you do in literally 5 lines. I think I used more than 5 lines, but let's go ahead. All right. So who do we have here? We have Efemena E Pro, and Efemena is the co-founder of Tenalytics and also the co-founder of this noble organization, Amdari, and he has helped over 2,500 people transition into tech and land their first jobs, even without prior tech background. So it's not the first time we're doing this. You're not the first person we're speaking to. We've spoken to thousands of people and we've helped them to either gain experience or transition or just help them improve generally with their career prospects. So you can see he has a wealth of experience and you get to meet the likes of a Femena as a mentor. All right. So this is literally what you're going to gain as an intern in the program. We literally bring you closer to people in the field with so much experience that can literally help you. All right. So if you find yourself in any of these parts, right? You're a graduate, you're trying to get your first job, and you're already seeing how hard it is for you to break into the industry. Or you're an immigrant, you left your country, you're trying to come into a new country and you've seen all these laws and you're like, where do I even start from? Amdari is here to help you. All right. So if you find yourself in any of these career struggles, then you're in the right space. Okay. So I have done this introduction and I'm going to give it up for my intern with Amdari. He's going to be sharing his experience and also you would get to see a project that has been worked on within the program. He's going to be sharing this project with us. So I'm going to welcome Ibi Kunle to the floor. Just give me a thumbs up if you're pumped up for your presentation. Ibi, are you here? Great, great, great. All right, so he's here. I'm going to stop sharing now, so you can just go ahead, and I'm going to give you 20 minutes maximum. All right, so you're going to go ahead and share what you have for us, and I'll come back. I'll now help you. Every other person who is trying to get into the field, I'll tell you the next steps you're supposed to take. But in the next couple of minutes, I want us to pay close attention to his presentation and how he's going to walk us through the project that he has for us today. All right. So EB, let me know if if you're having difficulties or can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I can hear you, Victory.
All right, great, great. Okay. So you can go ahead and share your screen.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Musliuddin Ibikunle. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
can hear you.
All right, so I can proceed. So my name is Musliuddin Ibikunle, and I'm a data analyst consultant with Amdari. So I will be explaining to you how I use the data to optimize employee performance and benefit programs. So I analyze this data for Tech Innovators Incorporated. So I would like to, this is the project pathway I'll be taking you through today. So it is expected that before the presentation, you would potentially be among the people on the left-hand side of my screen. So a bit confused about how we take it along this journey. But I'm expecting that after the presentation, you would have seen how data-driven presentation can illuminate understanding, spark solution, and hopefully shift your perspective positively. So you can see how his perspective has shifted positively from the slide above. Uh, so who are tech innovators? So tech innovators is a technology consulting firm providing IT solution, custom software development, cloud services to small businesses across North America. So they have 200 employees, including software developers, consultants, and administrative staff. So what did I use for this analysis? So the data set was given in Excel, and I used Looker Studio for my data visualization. So what was the aim of this project? So the aim of this project was to provide a real-time visibility to the CEO and HR manager for making timely data-driven decisions that would optimize their employee development, the performance management, and their benefits optimization. So as we all know, for every organization, they have a business problem, and data is what we use to solve this business problem. So it is expected that this is the problem the company is trying to solve, and you can see the rabbit in the box. So there is this gate in front of the rabbit. However, with data, we can bring this rabbit out of this box. As you can see, there are various ways in which we can bring this rabbit out of this box, and also opening these gates also for these rabbits that you can see on the slide. So what's the business problem? So the business problem was they had limited visibility and real-time performance evaluation problems. So they could not really evaluate their performance in real time. So the employee benefit also was inefficient. They had series of employee benefits for their staff, so it was inefficient, and they could not actually know which one they wanted to continue or discontinue. So I would like to take you to the Excel file. So this is the Excel file. This is the data set that was given for this analysis. So as you can see, we have the age, we had the gender, we had the tenure, and the location. So I would like to filter down so you can see. So tech innovators are in Austin, New York. They also had remote workers, and they had staff in San Francisco. So for their gender, they had male, female, and they also had participants. They also had staff that picked the others category. So I just want to show you. So you see female, male, and they had other genders in their company. So I'll take you to the second data set we had for this company. So we had the departments. So if we filter down, so you'd be able to see the departments. So they had HR department, sales, finance, and they had a training completion rates here, which if you can see from the display, we had people that had no training and people with training also. So we had project delivery success rates. We had 60, 64. So this is ranked in a 100% scale in this data set. So I will take it to the next data also. So we had different benefit types. So
I can use ChatGPT to answer that.
So we had different benefits types here. We had gym membership, health insurance, paid time off, and the wellness program. So we had the satisfaction level also. For, as you all know, satisfaction levels most times are measured on Likert scale. So I would show you how it is also distributed so you would understand better. So 1 to 5. So potentially we had 1 will most likely represent people that are very unsatisfied. For 2, people that are unsatisfied. For 3 will be people that are undecided. For the 4, we have satisfied people. Then for the 5, we have the very satisfied people in this category. So this was the data set that was used for this analysis. So I'll take it to my Looker Studio. So Looker Studio is a data visualization tool that's used by Google platform. So surprisingly, this is my first time using Looker Studio. So I would like to show you the dashboard. This was how the dashboard looked like. So looking at the accumulation of the 3 data sets, so I was able to come up with 2 dashboards. So we had 7 departments, and the quarterly performance was average quarterly performance was 3.18. So as you can see from this green notification we have here on the dashboard, we had an 18.8% increase from the previous quarter. So the average product success rate was 78.41%. So which means for 78 out of 100, 78 project was completed out of 100. So this is what this project delivery success rate was is trying to display here. So we had the average attendance, and they had a high attendance rate of 90.63%. So their performance score was also very good. So we had 71.17% performance score. So these are my filters I have on the left hand side. I can just turn off these filters. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the age distribution. So for the various age categories, what I did was I tried to categorize them into various categories to make it easier, since we are dealing with HR analysis and we have different age groups. So for people between 25 years, I place them as early career workers, and people between 25 to 34 years, I place them as emerging professionals. For people between 35 to 44 years, I put them as mid careers, and the late career people are people between 55 plus age. So we have more people in the mid career category here. So by location, we had more people in New York. So this is just an employee performance report. This is just like a descriptive analysis of our data sets. So we have more employees that are trained. Marginally, 51% of the employees we are trained. So Austin had the highest performance score from our analysis, and marketing department had the highest performance score. So for training effectiveness from this display, you can see that the quarterly performance is this one in the deep blue. So you can see the improvements from the quarterly performance to the previous quarterly performance. So we had an increase, which I showed you here, that it increased by 18.8%. So age distribution by performance score, we had late career workers, which are people between 55 plus years. They had the highest performance score. However, I try to look at it more holistically by adding more variables, that's adding more data to analyze this performance score. So, and when I did that, surprisingly, it wasn't the late career professionals that had the highest performance score. So I had more mid-career workers that were in the top 20 performance, that had high performance for this particular company. So it's just to tell you that at times you have to look at data in a more holistic way instead of using just one variable for your analysis. So I'll take it to the second dashboard, which I created for this analysis. So this was the employee benefits report. So I had average age was 38 years. So we had more people in the mid-career as mid-career workers. So The average utilization frequency was 2. The average satisfaction score was 3. And the number of satisfied employees for this benefit type we have here was 193, which was approximately 79.5%. So these were the various benefit type we had. So if you look at the employee by benefit type in the various locations, we had more employees in New York that picked health insurance. As you can see from this display, also from this bar chart, health insurance had the highest number of employees, which is replicated in this second bar chart also. So by utilization, in contrast to this particular one, you can see more employees in New York picked, they actually registered for this wellness program. But if you look at it by utilization, you see that gym membership was actually the highest program they utilized. So New York and San Francisco had the highest utilization frequencies. So if you go down to the later part of the dashboard, you had the benefit type by satisfaction. So the utilization was high in New York for gym membership and for San Francisco. But if you look at how satisfied the employees, you will see that gym membership here has a low level of satisfaction, which can be linked to other factors like perhaps they are not satisfied with the service provider or something else. So by location, New York also had they had a high number of unsatisfied people. If you look at New York here, this is the key for unsatisfied. New York had high level of unsatisfied staffs, and San Francisco also. This is for the benefits types that I mentioned here initially. So by the department, the IT departments had the highest level of satisfied and unsatisfied staff. So this is my Looker Studio I use for my analysis. So I'll take you back to my slide. So this is the summary of my results. So I've explained some of this in the dashboard I showed you earlier on. So we had 244 employees in total. So worthy of note is that Austin had the highest performance score of 75%, and the marketing department had 72%. The quarterly performance rating was increased by 18.8% prior to the previous quarter. And I talked about the holistical way of looking at data, which showed that the least career professionals were in the mid-career professionals were in the top 20 performers in the company. So New York leads for the sign-up for benefits and also for gym usage. So the people in New York had the highest number of sign-ups, and they also utilized the gym facilities the highest. So satisfaction was highest for health insurance and lowest for the wellness programs. So the remote and New York show higher satisfaction overall. So the IT department, as I showed you previously in my Looker Studio, had both the highest and lowest level of satisfaction. So the HR department had the lowest satisfaction level. So I will drill down to the various dashboard for you. So these are some of the key terms which you must have seen initially in my presentation and in my Looker Studio: quarterly performance, training completion status, the project delivery success rates, etc. So the age distribution I talked to you about also, this was my classification. Early careers were people under 25 years. We had emerging professionals 25 to 34. The mid-career workers were between 35 to 44 years. And experienced workers, I classified them as people between 45 to 54 years, because there are people perhaps at the experienced and have stayed longer in the company. So the late career people were 55 plus. So the tenure level also, to make it easier for the analysis, it is good to always have categories, especially for numerical variables, just to be able to categorize people. in for better analysis. So short term, mid term, and long term workers, I classify them as this. So this is just still drilling down on my summary of the summary of my results. So you can see the snippet of the local studio I have here. So I have total employees. The average quarterly performance was 3.18, which I talked to you, which I showed you initially at is an increase from the previous quarter, which is 18.8%. So they also had an engagement score of 2.97, which is moderate. So it's good that they had a moderate engagement score, also, but there is room for improvement, as you always know. For every company, they hope for excellence. So they could potentially increase on this 2.97 they have. So this is also a snippet of the dashboard. Continuing on the performance overview. So Austin posed the highest location performance. The marketing department leads by 72% performance score. Training was linked to significant increase in the quarterly performance. So a significant increase was impacted by the training that they had, despite that it was 51% of the employees. So you can see the impact of training on the employees. So the late career, um, the late career employees, sorry. Okay, the late career employees had the highest average performance. However, when we consider the location, so the holistical way I talked to you about looking at data sets. So this is my recommendation. Okay, this is also another analysis I did. So you can see the IT department showed the most polarized sentiment. I showed you earlier in the local studio. So these are the recommendations I came up with for this, for tech innovators, that they should revamp their wellness program. Perhaps the content, the scheduling, and especially for the HR personnel. So they need to be able to bring them along, because it's quite surprising that the HR personnel had a low level of satisfaction, because they could potentially be even the ones signing people up for these various programs. So as you always know, it's good to it is good to replicate success stories. So Austin and marketing department had good performance scores, so we could replicate their playbooks and try to see how we can incorporate it to the very other departments and other regions also. So we could tackle the satisfaction hotspots like New York and San Francisco. These are densely populated cities, so it's it could be understandable that some of these, like the gym membership and the rest, that they might not readily have access to it because of the hustle and bustle of the city. So we could run focus groups also for the HR staff, so they could discuss one-on-one with them and try to see what the problem is and why their satisfaction was low for the program. So we could also scale wellness program for non-New York location and share a monthly people scorecard with stakeholders, so as to be able to track the KPIs. So as you data doesn't just speak, it shines a light on the path forward. So I hope with this presentation, I've been able to carry you along on how I did this analysis and project, so and I'll be able to shine more light on my work so far. Thank you for listening.
Well done. Well done. Honestly, you literally took us on a journey from start to finish. And I must say that your dashboard is very beautiful,
Yeah,
right?
thank you very much.
Well, well done. All right. Thank you so much for your presentation. Does anyone have any questions for EB Kunle? If you have a question, just go ahead, raise your hand. I'm going to give you the floor. Now is your chance. He's within the program. All right. You could ask him literally anything. It could be, oh, how long did you guys take on this project? Um, what time did you work on it? Do you have meetings by 12 a.m.? Whatever you want to ask him, now is your time to ask. All right. So, do we have questions for Ibi Kunle? I see. Let me check the chat. Let me see if anyone in the chat got something. But EB, how long did you guys work on the project for?
Yeah, because Lucas Studio was relatively new, so we spent close to 2 weeks plus. Yeah,
Okay.
because unlike Power BI, which most people use regularly, but it was easy to catch up. So most of us even finished 1 week and 1 week plus. Yeah.
So it was just exposing you guys to Lucas Studio. It's not like there was a specific reason you used Lucas Studio. It was just a requirement for the project, right?
Yeah, it was a requirement, and it's also because lots of companies have different tools they use for the analysis. So most people just want to stick to Power BI because it's what they want to use. But you have at times when you want to work with some company, tell you we are using Tableau. So you have to be able to use variety of tools for your analysis. Yeah. So
All right, all right. Wow, that makes a whole lot of sense actually, because it means you have enough experience to fit into any company's requirements. I see people joining us now. Ibikunle just did a very wonderful presentation, and you missed the presentation. All right, but if you want to get access to the slides, you want to have access to the recording of this video, rather of this session, please fill the attendance form that my colleague is going to drop in the chat, and we'll be able to take it up from there. So does anyone have any questions for Ibi Kunle before I go ahead with my presentation? But by the way, Ibi, that was a very lovely presentation. Your dashboard was looking very beautiful and well organized. And I love the fact that you took us on a journey. The storytelling was actually really great. You didn't just, I mean, I could understand and flow with where you were going. So I really love that with your presentation. Thank you so much. So I don't know, I am not sure anyone has any questions for you, at least not yet. So I'm really going to go ahead with my presentation. Um, so you could hear him presenting his project, and you could get to see that he worked on a number of tools. All right. And I know that for data analysts, most especially, we are too I don't want to use the word conservative, but it's more like you think all you need is SQL, Power BI, and you're good to go. Excel, SQL, Power BI, you're good to go. Trust me, those are like your core tools, but you should also be able to extend your hands further. Check out Tableau, check out other tools, because you really can't tell what a company would be using. And some of them may not actually want to start giving you time for training, or they may not want to, they might not even consider the fact that if you know how to use Power BI to an extent, you should be able to use Tableau or whatever, right? So it's just good for you to have this experience across board. And that's what we also take into account within the program. So what exactly makes our interns thrive better in the job market? So we actually do have a couple of interns that have actually gotten jobs from this program. And why is that? Because they are working in a controlled and low risk environment. So what do I mean by that? Within this program, you're working on projects. Now, if you really look at the way these projects are, these are business problems that are designed, and they are in the form of projects whereby you are not you're working on it, gaining the experience that you would have gained if you were the data analyst working on that project. Literally, it's like you doing you're trying to, right, you want to learn how to drive a plane, right? And we're giving you a simulation of what it's going to feel like when you actually have a plane. All right. So it's a low risk environment in the sense that if you make mistakes, you have guidance, you have people to correct you. And it's not going to be a situation whereby you make a little mistake and now the organization has lost over $10,000 or $100,000 because of the one error you made in your analysis. All right. So if you're still trying to get into the field, or you're already in the field and you're trying to land a job, this is literally the program that molds you for that career path. All right. And you also get to work in teams. Okay. So Ibi Kunle, I'm pretty sure you worked on this project with a team, right?
yes, but however, at the end of the day, you have to be an individual. So the team was just at the initial stage, but the tail end of it, you'll be the one to actually work on it as if you're actually working in the industry. So that's why it's very good. Yeah.
All right. That makes a whole lot of sense because if you go for an interview, you're not going to say we, you would say I. This is what I did. This is how I did it, and this was the results of what I did. All right. So you're also going to be working in teams. You would you have to take ownership of your project at the end of the day and not just rely on your teammates. All right. So sometimes your team can be cross-functional depending on the project. There are some projects that might require you to work with, maybe as a project manager, you're getting to work with the data analyst, you're working with the business analyst, and all these people combined in the business. All right. So if you look at job descriptions, you see that they'll have some extras. They'll be like, you must be able to work in a cross-functional team. You should be able to collaborate. In as much as they would list the technical skills you should be very proficient in, you also need to have core soft skills, and these are also things that we cover on the program. So you get to work on tools like Splunk, Jira, Power BI, Excel, Tableau, Looker Studio, and all of that. All right, and because you're working on a couple of projects, it means that you're going to get better at this thing. Your first project is never going to be like your last project. There would be a clear difference in delivery, in the analysis, the way you're doing it. Everything would just keep getting more seamless for you because now you're repeating these things. All right. And also you're working on industry relevant projects that span across different industries like the healthcare sector, logistics and supply chain, education sector. These are just different industries that are in form of projects so that when you're applying to jobs, you're not limiting yourself to just one particular sector that you feel more comfortable in. We want you to be versatile because trust me, application is a game of numbers. I've worked with clients that we literally have to start looking at a way to expand their options because they're too tied to one thing. All right, it's good to be proficient in one thing, but when it's a situation whereby out of 100 jobs out there, I can only apply to 10 for you because of how you narrowed your experience down, it becomes a problem. All right, especially in today's job market, you should be versatile. You should have experience in healthcare sector. You should have a project that you've worked on in e-commerce. You should have a project that if you're speaking to a recruiter, they should be able to listen to you like someone that has worked with over 10 companies. That's literally what it means. Because now you could say something like, I have a project where I did this, I did that, and this project was in the you mentioned the sector it was, and you keep having this kind of conversations. It puts you out there as um as a professional. So Saleh says, how can how can help Amdari for the student want to have knowledge as well as build the project? All right, I believe your question is more about if you've not done a training and you're trying to gain the knowledge as well as build projects. All right, I'm coming to that. All right. But for the Amdari work experience internship, it's good if you have at least foundational knowledge in this thing you're trying to do. Maybe you've done a course by yourself, or you've done some kind of boot camp, even if it's self-learning. You've watched YouTube, you've dug up videos on how to use Excel before, but you've not gotten your hands on real projects that makes you use Excel to solve business problems. That is the right place for you. All right. So you're also going to be getting feedback from professionals that have worked, UK-based professionals, people with experience in the market you're trying to get a job in. Because trust me, you need to understand how projects are delivered in the country you're trying to get a job in. That's why they don't even give you that opportunity in the first place if you've not worked with them. Because the idea is just very simple. You're coming from an African country, for example, let's say you're coming from Nigeria or Ghana, and it's like they assume already that you're not competent, that your the structure is not there in these African countries. Finance sector, health sector, tech sector, they already assume that you guys were structured, were mannerless and all of that. So now you're trying to get a job in this other in the UK, for example, in the US, right? They expect that you would have probably worked in that kind of company before so that you can easily adapt. All right. But if you haven't, they'll rather favor people that have that experience because they know it will be easy to onboard them. It's easy to bring you on board because you understand how everything works. You know what the system is like, you know what is expected. So the way this program is designed is just to give you that feel and make sure that you have this kind of experience you add on your CV. Because Amdari is registered in the UK, we're also registered in Canada. So on your CV, it's going to be that you work with us as a consultant, not just as not an intern. We don't even call you interns in the first place. All right. So you're working on a variety of projects, you're working on different tools across different industries. Everything is just formed in a way that you're going to gain experience that matters. All right. And also, an extra perk is the UK reference letter. So you could always use Amdari as reference up until 2 years after you're done with the program. And now, this is just what makes our own interns stand out. Okay. So I've also worked with clients where the ones that came from the program, they are the ones that are actually getting more visibility with recruiters on LinkedIn, getting jobs and all of that. And it just boils down to the way the experience is shaped for them. All right. So how exactly can you gain this experience if you're trying to come on board? What do you need? What do you expect? Now, I want you guys to also understand that aside from the project, there is the employability part of things. You could have experience, but you are not able to get a job. It's very possible. It's possible that you have the experience on paper, like you know what to say, you've done these things, but when you're in front of a recruiter, have you do not have the kind of you can't express yourself confidently. You can't tell the recruiter exactly what you've done in a structured manner. They're asking you, tell me about yourself, tell me what you do, tell me about a time you're able to solve a problem, and you're then narrating series of stories that doesn't concern the recruiter. All right, so these are things you're going to be learning because we also prep you for interviews because we expect you to have them. We expect you to have an interview, so we prep you as if we want you to have a job basically. And this interview prep sessions includes you learning the tips and tricks of what's how to get a job. We literally you start having sessions whereby you're learning how to negotiate your salaries, how to answer questions during interviews. If you have an interview, you also have a one-on-one session with your employability specialist. We get to revamp your CV and also optimize your LinkedIn. So this is the employability aspect of things. We want to make you employable. How do we do that? Your CV, your LinkedIn, prepping you for interviews. And another thing you need to understand is that we also have career coaching sessions and mentorship sessions where we bring in people with experts with so much experience that come to have sessions with you. People that are already in the field. So you get to learn from people that are inside. Like there's something I love to say. Learn from someone that knows the thing, not people that think they do know it. People that have worked in the field, learn from them because they're the ones that have made those mistakes that you do not need to make again. All right. So these are the career paths we focus on: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC, ethical hacking, GRC, and project management. All right. Saleh says, how many years of experience do you offer? Okay. So it's not years. I mean, except you want to work with us for a year. I mean, that works. But what we do offer, we have a 4 month structure. All right. So within 4 months, you get to work on at least 4 to 6 projects where you're gaining experience across that project in that career path as either a data analyst, data science, or whatever the case might be. All right. So if you think, okay, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months is actually a good time, if you ask me. But there are people that would want to work on more projects and extend their timeline. You could extend after 4 months if you want and continue the program until you are very, very, very confident in yourself and your skills. All right. So I'll still come to that and explain in depth. So now let's go to the juicy part of things. I've been talking so much about what we do, how we help you. So who are these people that we've actually helped? Right? So I want you guys to just take, for example, the presentation that Ibikunle had right now. If I was recruiting and I saw something like that, I saw how beautiful the dashboard was. I saw how he communicated with clear, concise English. I'm not okay. I started out as a data analyst. I understand to an extent, but even if I wasn't, I didn't do anything in data analysis, I would still understand what he was saying. And I found it pretty interesting to an extent, right? from the business problem up until the recommendations, it was clear and concise. This is how the problem started, and this is what we did. This is the analysis. This is my recommendation to you as a data analyst for your organization. Simple. All right. So these are success stories of some of our interns that have been able to land jobs or gain value from the program. Okay, so I'm going to start with a very special person, Francis. So Francis got a job with Deloitte in the UK, and he got a job as a project manager. All right, and it was just the Amdari work experience that also helped him to get this, because he had the kind of experience that was a fit for the role he wanted because of the internship. And this was when he let his specialist know that he got the job. He was super, super excited about it. So if you want to watch the testimonial video in itself, you can search us on YouTube, Amdari. You could also search us on Instagram. You'll be able to see all of these on these different platforms, and you get to watch it and hear directly from these guys themselves. So we have a couple of more success stories. We have Dora. Dora got an offer as a compliance analyst in the UK. I want you guys to take note of the different ways that these job roles are structured. You would think that project management is the only name you will see the job you're looking for. Trust me, if you've been searching for only, I'm using project management as an example. If you've been searching for only project management when you're looking for a job, you might be shooting yourself in the leg, because there are so many other categories that still fits into what you're looking for. All right. So she got a job as a compliance analyst in the UK during the work experience, and this was when she got the job. And the offer was a 50,000 pounds offer. All right, and she was super, super excited about it because it was after her LinkedIn optimization that it's just increased her chances of getting this, because she started getting more visibility on LinkedIn, basically. So we also have Landry. Larry got a job as a business analyst in the UK during the program. And you could see that some of these, they are literally getting it during the program, right? Because as you're working on this project, the kind of confidence you have, you will use your own hands to be applying to jobs, because now you feel like you see a job description and you're like, nah, I can't do this thing. There's a level of what should I call it? There's a level of confidence. Let me just use confidence, but there's a level of assurance you would have in your skills that because of something you've done already, you worked on a project end to end, you would see a job description that has literally the skills, the tools you worked on before, the skills and everything, and be like, yes, this is me. I can imagine myself working in this role. You apply. And trust me, with the CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, as you're shooting your shots, your chances are higher. All right. So you got a job as a business analyst. I think we still have more. Wait, I think I skipped one. Feisayo got a job as a data scientist in the UK during his work experience. So Mohammed is he's his data science specialist, and this conversation was just him. He got the job. He just reached out to his specialist like, Mohammed, I just got a job, a data science job, like my first data science job, using one of the things we learned here. That's just, we didn't need to edit this. This is straight out of the conversation that was had. All right. Now we have Damilola. Damilola got a job as a she landed a senior role in procurement in the UK before she even finished the program. So what did she do? Very simple. She joined the program, she started working on projects, and she built a portfolio. So we understand the need for a portfolio, especially as a tech professional. All right. Because Amdari provides you with a portfolio so that you can showcase your project. So she took advantage of this. She documented her journey, her project in that portfolio, and she was submitting it while she was submitting these CVs. So she was able to land this, and she was also, you can watch all their videos. This is not me making things up. I didn't go text myself and screenshot it. You can watch everything on YouTube. You can watch it on Instagram. Just search Amdari. All right. So for if you want to zoom, you can zoom out the conversation to read it. Now, this is a conversation between Christopher, and Christopher is the cybersecurity specialist, and his intern. So his intern got his first cybersecurity specialist job. And he was also requesting for on the job support because this was literally his first job and he didn't want to mess it up. We provide on the job support. So if you land a job and you still need extra hand holding, it's something that is also provided within the program. All right. We have a lot of this, to be very honest, and this is not even an updated one because there are more. If you joined the session earlier, you'd have heard a conversation that was happening, an intern just sharing her experience, that nobody paid her to say that she was literally excited on her own. So this is a mech. Okay, this person got a job as a data analyst within civil service, and it was a level promotion job. He was very excited. These are literally success stories for us, because a win for you is a win for us, to be very honest. All right. We also have people that decided to extend their internship program because they felt they needed more time to work on more projects. Vivian got a job as a data science programs she joined the data science program, and she joined in May, and in June she got a data science job working remotely in France. So she actually got three offers while on the program, and she landed one of these jobs. So these are series of success stories. They started out the same way, trying to get on their feet, trying to break into tech. I've spoken to a couple of clients that usually explain how stressful it is working as a support worker. You're working in different roles that don't bring any impact to anybody. You're just doing menial jobs, right? I've spoken to a lot of these kinds of people, and a major problem they have trying to transition into a better role is usually the fact that these companies want you to have experience. And your experience in Nigeria, I mean, it's disappointing to an extent, knowing that you've accumulated so much years of experience in a different country only to come somewhere else, and it's not as if you're rewriting your whole career story from scratch. All right. But that doesn't have to be the case. Okay, so we have put together this program to help you gain experience, the kind of experience that you would have taken a couple of years to gain. You're doing it in a couple of months. You don't need to start making trial and error, doing this one, doing that one. We've done all the trial and error for you. We're just saying come to the structure. All right. So we have the next cohort starting on the 6th of September. Now, this is for people that just found out about Amdari. Hello, welcome. Yes. But we have a cohort starting tomorrow. And literally deadline would be this night for you to enroll for that course. Let's say 12 a.m. to be very honest. All right. So if you're trying to start in September, this is exactly what it's going to take for you to get started with the September course. All right. So we have let me just go straight to it. It's a discount right now that we're currently running. So if you're trying to get into the September cohort, you're not getting in at the actual price of £500. You're getting it at 390. All right. And the best part about this is that you can split it. You could literally split it into three installments. 130, you get started, secure your slot. You know that we have about 4 months to the end of the year. And these 4 months, what are you going to use to do it? Why not focus on this internship and know that by the end of this year, you're looking at landing something at least early January or towards December to an extent, right? So the program is it's for 3 months. The 390, you spread it across 3 months. 130, you get started tomorrow. Then you have the next 130 next month, and your final 130 the following month. You're done with your payments. All right. Now, another extra perk you're going to be getting because you're trying to join this particular program and this particular experience for September is the fact that you have an extra month free. So it's a 4 month program for you. Somebody asked for years. We are now giving you, okay, instead of pay 390 for three, we are giving you 390 for literally 4 months, because we know that, okay, you get to work on more projects. You're having more time to spend on this project. You would have your CV revamped, your LinkedIn optimized, we'll prep you for interviews, and literally give you access to a lot of other things we're going to give you access to. I'm going to share. So my colleague has dropped the payment link in the chat. I know some of us have joined some of our sessions before now. You're still trying to make a decision. This probably is already a deal breaker for you, right? You watching our intern present, you getting all these different testimonials, you literally see that this is something that we know how everything works. And the program is designed to give you exactly what you need to stand out. All right. So before I go ahead and share any other thing you're going to be having access to, I'll be taking questions. Okay, so I've been talking and talking, and now I want to hear from you. I want to hear people. If you have questions, you need me to clarify anything I've said so far, or you need any bit of clarity. I saw somebody say earlier that you don't know where to start from. You might want to share. Let me help you make a decision. All right. So now is the time for you to ask questions. All right. I see a lot of people on the chat. David, Sandra, Ademola. So if you want to secure your slot, the link is also in the chat. I'm going to show you guys every other thing you're going to be having access to just by virtue of being an intern with us. While I wait for anyone that has a question to ask, so you go ahead and ask your questions. All right. So let me show you guys the website. Now, you remember I mentioned something about a portfolio, right? So Amdari provides you with a portfolio page. Now, this portfolio, you do not need to start coding. You don't need to start writing any lines of code. You are literally going to have access to it. All you need to do, fill out the necessary details you need to fill out, like your headshot, the job title, your years of experience, the project you've worked on, tools and technologies, literally everything you need to have on your portfolio. And the best part is like you can upload projects from external projects on the platform. You could also upload it here, and you can share this on whatever platforms you want to share it on, like WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. You can share it wherever you want to share it on, right? That's the best part about this. And it's literally a done for you kind of website. That's the back end. Let me show you guys the front end, what it looks like. So this is what the front end looks like. And if you copy this link and paste it when you're trying to apply to jobs, recruiters would literally see your CV, and they'll be able to come directly to this place and see all the beautiful projects you've worked on. For example, EB's project now, he can upload his it wasn't Power BI, it was Lucas Studio. You could upload his dashboard over here, and it's going to display here. I'm yet to upload mine, that's why you can't see anything. Another special thing you're going to be having access to is the job board. All right. So if you're trying to apply to these jobs, you're going to be having access to basically the career paths that we offer. You could see AI product engineer. Now, there's something very special about the show because I know that the data engineering um cohort, I know they had a project that involved using AI. All right. So now they would be able to apply to this kind of job. And we know what is in demand. That's why you would see how we are constantly iterating. Because the truth about this thing is that tech is ever evolving. Tech is not going to wait for you. While you're trying to use MongoDB, you're coming from the back. All of us are going far. We're going fast and far. All right. Before you finish doing those ones, we're already getting into AI, trying to see how to use AI in data engineering, all of that. All right. So these are just different career paths you can get to apply to. And you also have your employability specialist. So if you need any advice when it comes to applying and all of that, you could also request for a session with your specialist and or your employability specialist. All right. So the Learn platform, let me see if I still have access to this. So for the Learn platform, okay, I do not yet. That is where you get to watch crash courses. All right. So let's say you're trying to remember how to use Power BI and you don't want to go over thousands of YouTube videos. We already designed the Learn platform in a way that you can get to learn all these things in crash courses. Only relevant information is there, not irrelevant ones, from top to finish. You want to learn how to use Power BI, how to install it. That's the beginning. You see how to do this, how to do this. You see everything, what exactly you want to do, straightforward. And yeah, that's basically what it is. So going to be taking questions now. We are almost getting to the end of this. Let me check the chat if we I'm concerned about the time because I'm in the UK and time is very uptight. When do we receive lectures and what happens if I'm not able to available in real time? Perfect. So like I mentioned, this is a well-designed program and let me just say that we have let think of avatars right now the same way you have this issue we have tailored it in a way that suits you because typically we have majority of our consultants that are either working a full-time job or they are students doing their masters or whatever the case might be. So it's already specially designed to consider the fact that you are you're employed. All right. So even if time is tight for you, you'd be you when you're with your team, you pick a time that works for everyone to have stand-up sessions. All right. So these meetings are just when you and your teammates come together to align. Okay, so it doesn't need to be every day, it could be twice or three times in a week. Another thing you need to consider is the fact that for every project you get to work on, we do like a two training session. So all these sessions are going to be at times that you would be able to join. And even if you are not available in that particular time, it's all going to be recorded and it's all going to also be uploaded in the Google Classroom because we use Google Classroom for all your activities. So any session you have, once you're done with the session, even if you're not there during that session, we upload it. You can always watch it. And you could also come back to your team lead and ask questions. Oh, I missed this. I would love for you to clarify one or two things. I went through the materials and I feel like it wasn't enough. I need more clarity. Your team lead is there for you. They're there for a reason. So it's guided, all right? And you're going to get the support you need all the way. It's going to be you get all the support you need. All right. So I hope I've been able to answer your question. I don't know if any other person has a question to ask. So this is the Google Classroom access to the learning portal. Okay, once you're up to 4 months, do you still have access to the learning portal? Well, you might have access to it for a couple of weeks, but one thing you're going to have access to for life is the portfolio. It's yours. Okay, so even if you're done with the program, our gift to you is that portfolio. Take it. Even if you later work on other projects, you just use it as your own portfolio. You could always upload external projects even after you're done with the program. So that is for you. The portfolio is what you have for life. All right. So I don't know if another person has a question. Why are you guys not unmuting? I like having these conversations. I want to hear from you. All right. Except you're at a place you can't speak at the moment, then that's fine. So this is what the classroom looks like, and all of you will be onboarded into the classroom. Then yeah, so you could see the reports are uploaded here. If you have a project, you have to submit it in the classroom. All the materials, all sessions are also, all the recordings are here. So even if you miss a recording, you could always come back and rewatch it. Okay, so this is also for LinkedIn optimization sessions. If you miss a session, you could also rewatch it for your mentorship sessions and all of that. Okay, so we already understand that you're a busy professional. Trust me, that's understood. All right. And the September cohort starts tomorrow. So if you have any questions, you need clarifications, please, it's a good time if you want to join the September cohort. Okay. So does anyone else have a question for me? Does anyone have a question? Do you have a question? Do you offer reference? Yes, Sandra, I believe I mentioned that we offer a 2-year work reference letter. So even if you're done with the program, all right, we still reference you up until 2 years after. Okay, it doesn't mean we're giving you a 2-year reference. No, it means that even when you're done with this program and you still want to use us as your reference, you're trying to apply to jobs, even after 6 months, you can use us. After 1 year, you could always use us for your reference. After two, when it's 2 years, that's when you can't use us anymore. All right. So whatever you need, is it the can we pay the amount in 4 installments? Sally, we can't pay in 4 installments, it's three maximum. So that extra, why it's 4 months is because of the extra that Amdari is doing for it. It's typically supposed to be a 3 month program. That's why you have three major installments. So if you pay the first 130, all right, we onboard you. Now, the next time you're paying it is like a month gap. It's literally a month. All right. So Sandra, right now the 4 month, we don't have a 4 month plan. It's 390 spread across 3 months. Okay. So that's literally what it is. Maybe as time goes on, we can consider it, but currently that is what the pricing structure looks like for it. Okay, so I'm going to also quickly walk us through if you're trying to I already see that if you're trying to subscribe, I'm going to quickly walk us through that. So if you have any more questions, you need more clarity, please keep asking. You can ask your questions. Let me. Do you start the course from scratch, or what is the minimum requirement? That's a very good question actually. So you're not starting from scratch, all right? So this is designed basically for people that you've started you've started to an extent. You don't need to be a pro per se, but you have at least you have like the foundational knowledge, and now you're trying to gain experience. That's who the program is for. But if you want to start learning how to use tools from scratch, you need a training, not an internship. A training where you get to learn how to use Excel, how to use Power BI, how to use these different tools. But what Amdari is doing for you, it's yes, we do two training sessions, but the two training sessions is specific to the project. It means that if you did not have foundational knowledge in that tool, you're just going to be lost. We'll be doing our thing. You'll be doing two training sessions. You're like, you don't even know where to upload a sheet, for example, or where to upload data to your Power BI. You do not even know what upload means. Just kidding. But when you have foundational knowledge, there are certain terms that you just understand. Okay, so it doesn't also mean that you should come as a pro. If you were a pro, you wouldn't need this. If you had the wealth of experience, you wouldn't need it. But trust me, even in your teams, you get to learn from your teammates. And another thing that's very wonderful with this is the accountability side of things. I've worked on projects by myself, and I know how hard it is for me to stick to my deadlines. All right, because I'm the one that put the deadline on myself. If I put a deadline for my project saying that I want to finish my project tomorrow, I can extend the deadline because it's me. But by the time that someone else is holding you accountable, you're going to be doing things in correct timing. You have 2 weeks for your project. They've given you the timeline for that project from the initiation phase to probably when you're going to close out on it. You have to make sure that you are dedicating, even if it's 1 hour personally, you dedicate it to your project. If you get off work by 8, that's worst case scenario. You're getting off work by 8 p.m. Even if you want to do it in midnight by yourself, okay, you look at your project and you do what you're supposed to do personally, you can do that. Okay. So the minimum requirement is that you should have foundational knowledge in what you're trying to do, whether it's data analysis, data science, or whatever the case might be. Just have some kind of foundational knowledge we can work with. If you can use two tools out of three, it's good. If you can use one out of three, it's still fine. So far as you have that foundational understanding of it. But if you've not done anything at all, you're just you just decided that you want to become a project manager yesterday night. You need a training. Okay. So I'll still be taking more questions while I walk you guys through how to make payments. All right. So my colleague is going to drop the payment link in the chat. And if you're trying to go for any of the programs, you can see here it's very clear. Very clear. All right. You could let's do data analytics since it's a data analytics project showcase. So all you need to do, click on the data analytics project, and it's going to take you to um the next page, which is the main stack payments page. So now you could pay in any currency you want. Whether you want to pay in USD, you want to pay in pounds, you want to pay in Canadian dollars, you want to pay in Egyptian pounds, you want to pay in Lebanese pounds, every pound available is there. Okay. So you could see here, it's already all fixed up. If I could change it here to 4 installments, I would, but we already have a fixed installment plan. And this installment plan is just to help people that can't make a one-off payment. All right. So let's go to the highest, which is a three installments plan. So you've seen here secure internship. Now you see the timeline. You pay today 130. Your next payment will be October 5th. So that's enough time for you. All right. Now, if anything would happen that you can't make these payments on this October 5th, you just need to write an email to finance that, oh, I need maybe a 2 days extension. It's possible. All right. Well, it's not before a very just maybe 2 3 days. All right, now you can proceed. It's going to take you to the next page. All you need to do, fill out your checkout details over here, and make your payments. You'll be onboarded. You're going to be redirected to fill the registration form. So the registration form is where we now have your details. Okay, so this is for the September cohort, all right? So if you count it September, October, November, December, that's exactly 4 months for you to have a very fantastic transformation, all right? I'm very excited about it actually because we are about starting the program. So I don't know if we have any more questions. What does RAVE stands for? Oh my God, Ademola just paid. All right, so let me quickly check. Let me confirm that. Adamola, welcome on board. So I am quickly going to confirm that so that we can also, you'll be part of the people who will be sending an email to, so that we onboard you for the September cohort. All right. Let me quickly do that. What does RAVE stands for? RAVE stands for Remote Apprenticeship Virtual Experience. So some people started getting confused with the term internship. So this is like a virtual apprenticeship. You're like doing apprentice work. Those of us coming from Nigeria, if you're trying to learn how to sew clothes, you need to stick with your madam for maybe 6 months and learn how to sew from them. Then you can now fully confidently probably start your own business or whatever the case might be. So it's an apprenticeship and it's virtual. So you don't need to commute to a physical location, though we do have a physical address, but you don't need to commute to a physical location. Everything happens virtually, and that's basically what it is. Do we have any other questions? While I quickly confirm payments for Ademola. All right. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know why nobody is talking. We're all using the chat. Let me quickly do this. So I'm still checking. I don't think I see any more questions. All right. I'm just quickly going to check this. Okay. Let me see. SOC project isn't on the website. Let me look at that. Yes. So here's the thing with SOC, right? SOC was one of those career paths that our prospect literally had to force our hands to. So it's not yet updated on the website because it was almost recently added. All right, and we're still even looking. It's still under monitoring because even after we put it there, people are still trying to get into it, but not as the number we are expecting. So it's not on the website, but it is on the payment platform if you're trying to look at it there. All right. The reason it's just that it's not updated, that's an oversight, but it's going to be updated once it's fully confirmed for that. It's just an oversight actually. But let me see if it is on the payment platform. It is, if you are looking at it, I believe it is. All right. Okay. All right. Ajayi, confirm that you can see it in the enrollment platform. Let me see. Does any other person have a question? We still have about a few more minutes before we call it in. I'm spending time here because this it starts tomorrow. So if you have questions, you need clarity, you don't need to wait until Monday to have a clarity session. By Monday, you're looking at the October cohort. That's just extending when you want to start, and there is no There's actually no grace for that. It's just once it's Monday, we are starting for October and we're selling for October. So let me see here. We have SOC here. If you're trying to get into SOC, that's the 4 month SOC internship program. Okay, Ademola, we've confirmed your payment and you're going to. All right. So my colleague is going to drop the payments link again. Let me see. All right. Yeah, so my colleague has dropped the link, Ajay. Let me know if it's accessible from your end. So as I was saying, Ademola, it has been confirmed, and you're going to also receive an email from us onboarding you tomorrow. So the people that we are going to be onboarding tomorrow, basically, it's like an onboarding session. You get to meet your mentors, you get to meet your career coaches, you also get to meet other people like you within the internship program. All right. Does any other person have questions for me? Do you need any more clarity? I'm really concerned about the person that is trying to make a decision of which career to go into. I would say you should have a one-on-one session with me. All right. So let's rub minds. Let's talk. Let's see where you can fit in based on your previous experience and what you're good at. All right. So my colleague Toby, please also drop the clarity link so that that person, I'm trying to check their names, so they can book a clarity session with me so we get to figure out where they belong. All right. So I don't want to assume that no one else has a question. Any more questions? Sandra, Frank, Idowu. Oh, Sandra has also paid. Let me confirm for Sandra also. All right. Let me confirm for you. All right. So I'm quickly going to confirm since we're already on the call so that my colleague, someone would also be able to contact you and just expect an email tomorrow onboarding it. I want to set up a one-on-one session with you, please. Okay, so book a clarity conversation. All right. Book a clarity call. My colleague has dropped the link. Let's talk. We'll have a one-on-one, have a conversation too. So okay. Sandra, it's yours. I'm confirming now. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm still trying to get that. But while I'm waiting for it, I don't know if, let me see if there's any other questions. Sally, let me know if you've been able to book a one-on-one session to Ajayi. Have you been able to see SOC on the platform? Let me see. Okay. All right. Sandra, you've not filled the onboarding, you've not filled the registration form, but you've made payments. Let me send you the form. I'm going to drop, okay. Check this. Let me show you where you're going to see the form. I can't actually drop it in the chat, but let me show you where you're going to see the form. So you've made payments, but you've not filled the form. So we need to have your details so that we can also send you your onboarding materials. So this is where you're going to see the form. If you click on that link again, you come to payment registration form and fill it here. Please don't miss it. If you're making payment, don't miss this part. It's very important. All right. Please go ahead and fill it and let me know if you have. Let me see. Okay, so we are coming to the end of this. I hope it has been an insightful. Okay, Ajayi Singh. All right, great. So I hope it has been an insightful session, actually. If there is no other questions, once I confirm that Sandra has filled the form, then I'm going to call it in. Does any other person want to clarify one or two things? You have questions? Sally, I'm not hearing from you anymore. Is Sally still on the call? Hi, Sally. This is the first meeting I'm having that nobody said anything. I don't even know what anybody sounds like. You guys you're making me feel like talking too much. Nobody wants to unmute themselves. Nobody wants
Oh,
to.
hi, hello.
Hi Sandra. Finally, it's really good hearing from you.
I think it was on mute, auto mute, really.
Oh really?
We didn't realize that it's been unmuted. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that. I had no clue.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh God, I think I've forgotten what I was gonna ask anyway, but it is good. I've been longing to sign up. I think I've had conversation with one or two of you guys due to the payment, the extension.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, finally I do want to start this journey. I do have few experience, but I just need
Okay.
kind of direction to the
Yeah.
right path and life project as well, just to get to where I'm supposed to be. So
Yeah.
hopefully I will not regret it.
You wouldn't, trust me, you would not. We have far too many testimonials for you to regret it. Another thing I would say is you should actually do the work, right? So it's not
Mm,
magic. We are not performing magic at the end of the day. You have to also be actively involved so that you can reap the fruits of your labor. All
yeah.
right. So it's really nice having you. It's really, really nice having you. Please fill the registration form. So
The
that
form is just it's showing me what I can see here is how can you how can we help you land the job through
Oh no, no, no! You
experience.
you
Da, da,
have
da,
the
da.
wrong link. You have
Okay,
the wrong.
let's see.
You have
What
you have
is
the
this?
wrong.
Do, 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 do. I think that's that one. What else?
Use the payment link. Let me resend that.
Yes,
Use that
the
have you
one that's the rave. Amdari dash rave. Is that the
main
one?
stack. Yeah.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yes.
So payment registration form. Okay, I've seen it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Ajayi, are we expecting you in the program? Let me count my people. If I don't see you guys in September, I'll be so mad. Ajayi,
Yes,
am I
I've paid.
expecting
I've
you?
paid. I've paid.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yes, yes,
great. That's
yes.
great.
Mm.
Have you filled the clients the I keep saying, have you filled the registration form?
Yes, I've filled it.
All right,
Yes,
let me
thank you.
confirm. Okay,
Yes,
Ajayi, I have three people joining me in in next month. Sep- it's September already, sorry. All right, let me also confirm that. Okay, all right. Sandra, let me know when you fill the form. We have 2 more minutes. The session is ending in 9:30. So if you still need more clarity, please book a clarity session. Let's have a conversation. Howard. Okay, Howard, you could go ahead. Let's hear from you. You can go ahead and speak. Then, yeah, can you unmute yourself?
I'm muting. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yes, I paid, and now for September, and I'm now signing up. I can see that there is on signing up. What's your current job title and your
Okay.
current company?
Allow me to spend money.
Um, yeah, because here where I am, we have temporarily do something so that we can put. We can raise money for the bills. But does that mean even that something should be the current job title and its company?
Okay, can you I didn't quite get that. You mean if you can use those as your um if you can use the experience you have currently, even if it's temporary, you can feel it there in the form, right?
Yeah,
Is that what it,
meaning here I have not found my job. I am doing all sorts of something to put food on the table. Should then I use that as your current job and your company?
oh,
Will that not taint whatever to see
okay.
later in the portfolio that you are just a laborer?
All right. So now we deal with mostly tech experience. So if you've done something in data analytics before, all right, and you're trying to um, gain more experience, you can use this. But if you're just trying to break into tech, for example, you've not done anything before and you're just trying to learn, then you need a training. So you've
Ah,
mentioned that
so, so,
okay,
so,
you're
so,
doing, sorry.
so suppose in Africa, I was in the science field, and
Okay.
when I came across here to UK, I couldn't find my job earlier, and that's why I'm much doing or joining this program, so that I fit much back into project management. But currently, that's not the company I am in. The current company I am is more of not much not employed in my field, and coming into this program is that I can then have reference and be marketable. And but
All
to
right.
say I'm currently working a year and this is the company,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have.
you can use us. Yes, you can use it on your CV as your current work experience. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know what? Just book for a clarity session. All right. Book for a session. Let's have a conversation. So Ajayi, sorry, Ajayi, did you pay on the call or you already made payments before now?
Um, I've already made payments before now.
Okay, okay, okay,
Thank you.
okay. How about you, Sandra? Have you filled the form?
I'm actually struggling to upload. They're asking for payments, or receipt rather. Um,
All right.
I've tried to upload it, but it's saying the file is too big. So I don't
Okay.
know how to shorten it, make it smaller.
Can you just screenshot the receipt and use that as you can use that to upload?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I
Still,
screenshotted, uploaded, but it's still not accepting it. So
okay.
just
Oh, oh wow. We might have to help you to fill that form.
okay. What is it? Just where the amount is showing? That's all you want to see, or with the
Yeah, you could even use the
transaction
email,
expiry dates? Because
whatever it is, just a confirmation that you actually made payments.
okay, I'll see if I can make it a bit smaller and yeah, see if it'll fit.
All
Uh,
right.
okay.
So let me see if I can drop one of our customer support number in the chat so that you can reach out so they help you with filling the form.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rejecting it, so maybe someone should probably help to. Yeah, it's rejecting.
All right. But in the meantime, book a clarity call so that we don't miss you. They
Okay.
don't miss you too. Have you heard?
I believe I filled that first time. That's the first thing I filled in when I joined, or is that a different one?
Okay, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay. Yeah, that's
All
yeah.
right.
I can't upload anything, and it won't let me move forward apart from uploading.
Okay. So just when you join us in the meeting, we'll be able to support you with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright then.
All right. All right then. Sorry, apologies for that. Sometimes it could be a browser thing, so you might also want to speak check that. All right, so we've already come to the end of this session. Great to have Ajayi on board. Okay, Ajayi is already on board. Welcome on board already. And Sandra, welcome. Ademola too, and every other person that will be joining us later. All right. Okay. All right. So I believe we can call it in. If you want to book a clarity session, please go ahead and book a clarity session with us, and we'll be able to take it up from there. In the absence of any other questions, I'm going to wish us a very lovely evening. So good night, everyone. Bye, guys. See you all inside the program. Good night, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.